Okay, it's me and my kinfolk. Cat, that is my MO. 925, my area code. Don't give up.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Southern Nevada and Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Now the first carry for the Alabama speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
And I think this is something we're going to see a lot here tonight. The ability to use this run game to really set the tone coming out here for this offense.
First down, and they stick with Gibbs. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be second down. From the gun, it's Levis. He'll let this one go long for Williams.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
A throw right side is intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs.
So anytime a team suffers an early setback like that interception, human instinct says, Mike, we need to get away from our game plan. We need to adjust. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of game. Chances to avenge that play and still connect downfield on some of these passes. All proven though, Mike, they've got to identify what went wrong, let's correct it so we're able to move forward.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That one is caught by Mooney. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that any time a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
Throwing now on first and 10. Open man, that's Bateman downfield. Wow, they are moving the ball to start this drive. 21 on that play.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down? You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. Trying to get it to his tight end, Brock Bowers. And it's going to lead to fourth down.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there. And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Out of the shotgun, Levis. That'll be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. Watkins motioning over. On 2nd down, Levis. That's caught by Gibbs. Well, it's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
I think the days where cornerbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle.
That one intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And this is going to go down as a pick, but it really was the pressure defensively that caused the interception. I mean, he was a little sloppy with his fundamentals, but I think it's as a result of the guy in his face led to that ball kind of sailing, inaccurate throw, and that's just really good team defense.
A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete. He was trying to get it to Christian Kirk, and that will lead to a 2nd down.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
He's got his man. It's Mooney. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
3rd and 5. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. The field goal unit going to come on for the Raiders. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Raiders, on the strength of 2 field goals, take a 6-0 lead. So the lead stands at 6-0 as this one is kicked off. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Amani Hooker there on the tackle. Second and 7. Here's Levis. Open man downfield. It's Laporta. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. On first down, Levis. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. The tight end, Sam Laporta, the intended receiver. And it'll be second down.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
He'll go right and find his running back. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. It's first and goal now from just inside the 10-yard line. And he'll take this down to about the 7. Second and goal. Here's Levis. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. Not a lot of room to work there. Well played by the defense. And they set themselves up for third and goal.
What an advantage it brings a defense when you have cornerbacks that are such willing tacklers. It just brings an extra element to the ability to defend the entire field. And this is a great example here why.
So we are backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for third down and 5. To throw is Levis. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
You can just see the reaction on the sideline. This defense thought they had themselves a critical stop. The mantra down here for all defensive coordinators, Mike, is takeaways, field goals. That's what you're trying to do, and man, they were this close to coming away with a huge takeaway. Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. First carry for Saquon Barkley. He'll get in behind his blockers, get forward for a pickup of 3. Mekhi Wingo in there on the tackle.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
They face 2nd down and 7. Kirk is the motion man. He'll look to throw. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Here now, 3rd and 5. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Now he'll run.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Back to throw. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in.
I'm not sure how many guys grow up wanting to be an NFL fullback, Mike. They don't get the ball a ton. They're used to do all the dirty work. But in this case, this guy's showing off. Hey, coach, you got the ball in my hands. I can do some things.
They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run here with Barkley. And he's going to have the Raiders 1st down. They're able to convert on 3rd and short, picking up 4.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the 1st down.
Over the middle, that's the tight end, Bowers. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
Now they'll set up to throw. He'll look underneath here for Barkley. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. This play right here is just a clear example of just how hard it is to bring this back down, Mike. I mean, he had to break multiple tackles just to get back to the original line of scrimmage. But give credit to the defense. They kept bringing bodies at him, and they're eventually able to get him down for no gain.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. Open man is Bateman. He's got him. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that.
Now Detroit's going to use their second timeout. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down.
What an impressive drive this has really been, and it's a combination of big plays and third down conversions. Now after that last third down pickup, it's 1st and goal. They got a chance to finish this really impressive drive and come away with 6.
Here's Barkley, and this one ruined quickly. Take him back to the 5-yard line.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. And he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Back to the 5-yard line now. 2nd down and goal. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
So instead of celebrating a touchdown, he's just heading back to his huddle trying to keep his head up as everyone kind of looks at him sideways. If that ball hits your hands at this level, you've just got to make the catch. That's what your quarterback's counting on. That's what your teammates are counting on. Frankly, that's what this entire stadium is counting on.
They'll run with Barkley. And he can only salvage a couple there. Down to the 3. And now it's 4th and goal.
A 2-yard gain. It's now 4th and goal.
Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go until halftime. This has been quite the drive. 3 points would kind of feel like a letdown, so they're going to go for it here on 4th and goal. They'll try it now with Barkley. And this time he's in. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Las Vegas. That is 16th touchdown of the year. So they decide to go for the touchdown, and Greg, they get rewarded on 4th and goal with the 6 points.
Yeah, I think the safe bet there is you settle for the field goal and you're happy coming off the field with points, but not this play caller. He rolls the dice a little bit, but give credit to the offensive line. They created just enough of a lane for this back to take it in for 6.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Wes Watkins going to bring it back. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line.
At their own 39-yard line.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Levis. He'll let this one go long for Williams. And for the third time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Jack Jones. And the Raiders are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. To the right side, and Kirk's got it. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Now timeout Vegas. That is their second. As the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in the second quarter. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Next to the right side and caught by Bowers. Now the Raiders going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. Throwing now on 1st and 10. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They'll look to throw again. That'll be taken in by Barkley. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
I don't care what defensive strategy you apply here on 3rd and real long, Mike, but you have to tackle in space. They almost let this guy pick up enough after the catch to convert a 3rd and real long. Fortunately for them, they brought him down just short. Brings up 4th down.
3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Raiders going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. So 2 seconds left to play, and the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Levis to throw on 1st and 10. He's going to try it here again. Now here's another ball that's intercepted. Picked off by Jack Jones. So we're at halftime here on Sunday Night Football. As we're off to Orlando, going to check in with Jonathan Coachman, who's got our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll start on the ground with Barkley. And he'll take this to about the 28. Kirby Joseph there to make the play. Here's 2nd and 6. He'll stay on the ground with Barkley. And he'll take this up, working towards the 1st down mark. He gets 5, but is just a little short of the 1st down. gain a yard. Once again, it's Barkley. And he is going to have the Raiders first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert on 3rd and 1.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Looking free downfield, it's Kirk. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
Here's a 2nd and 6. On the handoff, this is Barkley. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
3rd and 6. They'll look to throw. He'll try and get there on the ground. What a good choice to get out and run. That's a pickup of 18 and a first down.
And here's a great example of why the pass rush on 3rd down, that it's critical it gets home. In this case, they're not able to get to the quarterback. He has extra time to not only escape the pocket, but to turn into a runner and pick up the first down.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Got his man at the 6. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
We spend a lot of time recognizing and praising the performance of a lot of these skill players, and rightfully so. But, Mike, the blocking and the performance of the big guys up front, that is the reason this offense continues to operate at such a high level. He has all the time in the world to stand there in the pocket and continue to find open targets downfield in the passing game.
Down to the 4, it'll be 2nd and goal. One more time, they try Barkley. And he'll go down, back at the 4.
It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on 3rd and goal.
Line of scrimmage to the 4. It's 3rd down and goal. And that is incomplete.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future. It's always a little bit of a letdown. Like you find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here to take it back, Quez Watkins. Now an opening past the 30. Oh, nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. On first down, Levis. He'll let this one go long for Williams. And that is incomplete.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum, figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
On second down, Levis. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick, because that ball is coming out.
He's got room at the 30. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it, because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
It is caught left side by St. Brown. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter. So, 3. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Right back to St. Brown. They connect again. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. And he will have the first down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Get 2 on this one before being taken down. A little closer. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll go with the sneak. Looking for that crease inside, and that did not break the play. No doubt about it. They are going to mark him short. 2 plays at their disposal, but they'd love to get it right here on 3rd and goal. Fighting for the goal line. He lost the football. It's out. And it's recovered by one of his teammates.
Nearly a disaster there, especially in this area of the field, Mike. You know these guys are reaching for the ball. That is such a priority of every defense around the league. Create turnovers, especially in the red zone. Fortunately for this guy, he gets to get back in the huddle for another crack at it, thanks to some quick thinking and good hustle from one of his own guys.
They'll try it now with Gibbs. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on 4th down.
So the offense finds themselves in a tough situation. They're down by 2 scores late in this game. They know this is a prime opportunity. They need to play for a touchdown, and instead the defense makes a huge stand, and they got a chance now to close this game out.
On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. And that one is snuffed out. Gonna lose yardage. Back to the 3.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
They'll run it here with Saquon. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it.
The tackle by Jeff Campbell. A gain of a yard makes it 3rd and 11.
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. They'll run straight ahead with Barkley.
Saquon Barkley, the ball carrier. Brought down at his own 6-yard line. A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. And back deep is Quez Watkins. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Levis. Now a pass deep for St. Brown. That's caught. That long one's going to bring them 1st and goal. He is brought down at the 5-yard line.
They certainly wasted no time trying to take advantage of that great field position, and I love it. So often we see teams either in sudden change or when they have a shorter field to go, they want to strike early. There is such a correlation in the NFL, Mike, between explosive plays and your ability to end drives with...
Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted. Picked off by a Monty Hooker. And the Raiders are going to have it just past their 25. Now the Raiders are going to use the first of their timeouts.
So you find yourself entering the red zone. Like, it's hard to not start envisioning scoring a touchdown. Well, that interception, it changes everything. This is a huge missed opportunity. You have to capitalize and find a way to hang 6 on the defense.
Here's 1st and 10. I'll run up the middle with Barkley. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 24-yard line.